Well, this is embarrassing. Remember that video I made a couple days ago titled The Logan Paul and Jake Paul Files? I posted this on my channel just a few days ago at the end of the month. And in that video, I go over the controversies and the origins of Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and how Logan and Jake Paul had one of the largest controversies on YouTube in the last 10 years. Now, in that video, I end it with saying that I think that Logan Paul and Jake Paul, who are both brothers, Jake being the younger one, Logan being the older one. I said that I think both of them have changed and grown, and there really hasn't been a whole lot of controversy involving them for the last few years. I gave Jake Paul the benefit of the doubt, and I was actually wrong for doing that. Because literally the day after I uploaded my video, the Jake Paul and Logan Paul files, Jake Paul was alongside looters in Arizona at a mall participating in looting. Now on June 3rd, 2020, Jake Paul uploaded a video titled The Looting Situation Explained, Deleting Soon. Now if you notice, likes and dislikes have been disabled, along with comments have been turned off, because there's a lot of people angry, and rightfully so. You already have alongside a millionaire who's now filming people looting and participating in the act of looting. But the problem is that Jake Paul went on Twitter and simply denied that this ever occurred, and that he had no involvement in any of the things that were happening. He released a statement on Twitter saying, "To be absolutely clear, neither I nor anyone in our group was engaged in any looting or vandalism. For context, we spent the day doing our part to peacefully protest one of the most horrific injustices our country has ever seen, which led us to being tear gassed for filming the events and brutality that were unfolding in Arizona. We were gassed and forced to keep moving on foot. We filmed everything we saw in an effort to share our experience and bring more attention to the anger we felt in every neighborhood we traveled through. We were strictly documenting, not engaging. I do not condone violence, looting, or breaking the law. However, I understand the anger and frustration that led to the destruction we witnessed, and while it's not the answer, it's important that people see and collectively figure out how to move forward in a healthy way. We are doing all the best we can to be helpful and raise awareness. This is not a time to attack each other, it's a time to join and evolve." Yeah, except that's not exactly what happened. Now in the video, he even gives more detail in saying that he was just witnessing all of this. He ran across the street to a P.F. Chang's that was being destroyed and vandalized. But here's the kicker. Jake Paul, who is a millionaire,
Adrenaline still pumping, not knowing what the is going on, I remove myself from that situation and go across the street. This is where I find about 15 people breaking down the front of a P.F. Chang's store. And this is one of the most absurd things I have ever seen in my life. Some kid came up to me and asked me if I needed a first aid kit and offered me milk to pour into my eyes to help with the tear gas. Another girl's breaking down the front of the store. People are inside of it, trashing it, stealing stuff from the inside. Meanwhile, throughout this chaos, half the group that we were with got separated and we were trying to locate them and find them. During all this confusion, chaos, sensory overload, sirens, things exploding, someone comes up to me while I'm filming, just hands me something. I didn't even know what it was at the time, to later find out that someone handed me a bottle of vodka. For what reason, I don't know. Seconds later, I set the bottle on the ground, still not even knowing what it is, and I continue to document what the f is going on.
Sensory overload, guys. All this sensory overload made me stick around during the people looting and grabbing the bottle of vodka. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the clip, you can hear one of Jake's hooligans say, "Grab Jake a bottle of vodka." Oh my God. And when Jake takes the vodka, he's not filming.
Getting crazy.
Someone didn't hand it to you while you're filming, you just took it. You took the vodka and slightly held it down your side. I don't think you put it down straight away as you claim, because if you did, why don't you show us the footage of you putting it down?
To find out that someone handed me a bottle of vodka. For what reason, I don't know. Seconds later, I set the bottle on the ground, still not even knowing what it is, and I continue to document what the f is going on.
Surely there's footage, if you're filming, of you putting the vodka bottle down and leaving it and going, no, I don't want this. All we've seen is you take it. Where's the footage of the seconds later? If you're documenting what's happening, where's the footage of you putting down the vodka? Something that was looted from a store that we could hear one of your hooligans say to grab for you, and your cameraman took. And this is the problem, Jake. You say you weren't participating in it. You were there filming it, loving the chaos, even some of your crew egging it on and participating. Such a moronic, idiotic thing to do.
That's a really key factor in here, because by taking something from a restaurant or a establishment or a business, if you take something that is looting, you are stealing from a company. That is a crime. There's no argument here. And what's really just discouraging is all the stuff that's going on in the world right now is absolutely chaos. We're in a worldwide pandemic with COVID-19. We have injustice being done, and innocent lives are being taken. People's rights are being violated. People are abusing their power. And then you have Jake Paul, who participated in something that he should have had no involvement in to begin with. Now, as of 24 hours ago, YouTuber Jake Paul actually was charged with criminal trespassing and unlawful assembly after video shows him alongside looters in Scottsdale. We've been able to see he's going to be charged with a misdemeanor, and he could face up to 6 months in jail. But we'll see if that actually happens, considering that he's a rich white man, because he's a famous influencer who can get away with vandalism, disrupting people's property, creating large bonfires, and burning furniture in your backyard. I have to eat my words. I was wrong. I gave Jake Paul the benefit of the doubt, and I was completely, utterly stupid and wrong for even thinking that somebody over the course of 3 years could maybe have been better, been changed. This just goes to show that, you know, not everybody after 2 or 3 years really does genuinely, authentically change like they say that they do. Now, I don't want this video to be completely down and gloomy, because there's so much just horrible stuff that's happening right now. But Logan Paul, Jake's brother, went on his podcast to condemn actually Jake Paul even being in the location where this all stuff occurred. He condemned his own brother, but not only that, he left a extremely powerful, inspirational message in his podcast, which I'm going to show to you here.
Listen closely. One of my biggest learnings from all of this, and I'm embarrassed that it's taken me 25 years to realize this. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yes.
Condemn those who feign superiority because of the color of their skin. Friends, hold friends accountable. Hold your family accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, we must hold our authorities accountable. Police officers, politicians, policymakers. As Killer Mike said, bully the politicians at the voting booth. Make your voice heard. Attend a protest. Speak up against injustice. If you're white, if you look like me, use your privilege. And for those who do not think white privilege exists, you are blind. You are delusional, and you are part of the problem. I can count on 0 hands the amount of times that I have feared for my life at a routine traffic stop. That has never happened. Half of the reason I'm able to get away with some of my hooligan shit on my vlogs is because I'm a white kid. I'm confident that I do not have to fear for my life should the cops show up. Acknowledge and weaponize your privilege. I believe we're going to a protest today. You can bet your I'll be in the front line. Knowing all this about America, its racially charged background, its inability to truly treat humans as equals, even after 244 years since its inception, we must now work towards finding the solution. And if you are an influencer or celebrity friend of mine, I hope you are using your platform to continue to spread the message of solidarity and unity. I do not have all the answers, but I know we must now reverse engineer the system as a collective. We must open our eyes and realize that there is only one race, and that is the human race. On behalf of Breonna Taylor, we must change. On behalf of Ahmaud Arbery, we must advance. And on behalf of George Floyd and the hundreds of others who have been unjustly murdered in this country, we must evolve.
And everything Logan Paul here is saying is true. I gotta admit, I was actually surprised by this message from Logan Paul, and I couldn't agree more with him. What is happening in our world right now, specifically in the USA, the anger, the pain, the injustice, states are coming together, banding together on how we as a country cannot allow this stuff to continue, and how we the people are not gonna just sit around and allow rights to be violated, lives to be taken, and police brutality to continue simply because they can and nobody will stop it. This nation is at war right now with our own government on how it's treating the people. Us. We have a president who genuinely, authentically doesn't care about what's happening in this country right now. We have a president who's threatening to bring military action against us, the people. We have a president who's not capable of change and is allowing this country to fall into the ground while he sits up with his shoulders crossed looking down on everybody. I literally believe that. What happened to George was an absolute violation of human rights and an absolute disgrace on what some states will allow and stand for and defend until the people, us, get involved with trying to make a change so it never happens again. That's not how this should work. We shouldn't have to be rioting and protesting to have genuine, authentic change when people are abusing their power. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Take it as you will.